Hey parents, Dr. Marcus here. It's safe to say that if you're one of those parents who has a child that struggles with constipation, you've probably heard of Miralax. Miralax is an over-the-counter laxative that is commonly recommended for kids who struggle with constipation. We understand that no parent wants to turn to medication, especially if they don't have to. So we want you to feel like Miralax is not your only option, especially with the many documented side effects that come from it. So let's not only talk about Miralax, but also let's talk about kind of those natural solutions to get your baby, toddler, child, teenager out of that constipation struggle so that they can have a regular and natural digestion. This video is especially helpful for moms who feel like Miralax is that only option, especially if or when they notice that maybe there's some negative impact that Miralax has had both on emotions or behavior, or if your child's digestion just continues to struggle after being on it. This video, we're going to basically break down how the body's normal physiological process works and how Miralax gets in the way of that normal digestive process. Also, we want to talk about how pediatric chiropractic is probably the best natural solution for you. Now, if you're watching this and you need to hear this, or even if you know somebody else that has a child that needs to kind of know this information, please send this to them and give them this info. Here's a statement we recently had when we were doing a case history from a mom that brought her son in. She basically said that I had no idea that it can make his behavior even worse. My pediatrician definitely didn't tell me that. He never mentioned anything about negative side effects of Miralax. That came from Laura, which was Justin's mother, whenever we were doing basically his initial case history. Justin's behavior slowly over time went from not good to horrible in about 6 months before starting care. Justin had constipation ever since he was an infant, but now he was also dealing with severe behavior and anger issues. He's even started getting violent with his sisters and other kiddos at school. He had already been placed on Miralax, and recently he has been given a diagnosis of ADHD as well. Despite having just turned 3 years old, their pediatrician recommended that Justin be placed on ADHD medications in addition to Miralax. Thankfully, Laura had a friend that recommended that she take a look at drug-free options like pediatric chiropractic. Since she was basically more concerned about her 3-year-old being on 2 different medications so early in life, she decided to make the call and gave us a call here at GPC and got him under care. One question that we get often is, why is Miralax recommended so often? The main ingredient in Miralax is something called polyethylene glycol 3350, which is designed to help the digestive tract hold more water, but it also pulls more water into the stool, and this helps the stool pass easier and basically makes everything softer. It also comes in a powder mix that you mix with water or juice, but the dosages are recommended for adults. It is recommended that any kid under 17 talk to their provider first. For more information basically on the origin and ingredients, I highly recommend you do your own research. You will probably be very surprised at what you find. The FDA actually did a study and found that 167 kids taking Miralax had severe emotional, psychiatric side effects in a 2014 study reported by CBS News. And basically what they found is that this debate continued as the FDA has failed to approve its use for kids under the age of 17. Its current use is considered off-label, and while many pediatricians recommend the use for constipation, many other sites and experts have documented common side effects that basically happen, which can increase bloating, gas, cramping, diarrhea, and even additional stomach pains and pressure. Additionally, the main ingredient, polyethylene glycol 3350, has a mechanism of retaining water that works against the body's natural process of nutrients and fluid absorption. While altering this process, it may provide temporary relief. Long-term working against absorption affects not only the biochemistry of the body, but also the brain's communication with our digestive system via what's called the vagus nerve. Additionally, many parent groups have formed in the last 10 plus years that are very critical of Miralax, citing their own experiences with their child's struggles and basically having to add the medications, the behavioral things, and things like that. The documented studies results have basically shown a definitive answer. These symptoms of Miralax include severe behavior side effects, mood swings, anger, paranoia, and even massive personality changes. While there's still debate on the association of each affect academically, the vast amount of parents, caregivers, and clinicians coming forward with those personal experiences just can't be ignored anymore. As parents, we have every right to be angry and frustrated when we hear or see real life examples of the side effects above. But when we turn to a medication, we want to trust that it is not only effective, but extremely safe. Understandably, many parents get quite angry when they learn and do their research about the behavioral and emotional side effects of Miralax for the first time. But what we hope to do with this is that you find a path and an option that gets to the root cause of that child's constipation. Then we take action at that root cause so that we care for it naturally and without drugs. If you're a parent that would like an alternative to Miralax, basically what is the natural medication-free solution for constipation? Well, after years of clinical practice, we continue to find that kids struggling with constipation come from three main categories. The first one is nutritional. And basically, do they have food intolerance or is there some sort of food allergy? The second is neurological interference or subluxation. And the third is both nutritional and neurological problems. Here's the wildest part of all this. While nearly 100% of patients we begin care with have tried a multitude of diet changes, detoxes, supplements, almost none of them have been told about how important the brain and nervous system is when it comes to gut and digestive health. The science behind it, especially concerning constipation and digestive issues, is super simple. An overstressed, overstimulated brain and nervous system gets stuck on a perpetual sustained fight or flight or sympathetic, known as basically sympathetic versus parasympathetic fight. When a child gets stuck in this state, it's known as what's called a subluxation. We know that limited motility and the wrong signals to the nervous system lead to constipation. Wrong signal up is wrong signal down. This lack of digestive motility caused by sustained sympathetic stress also limits the body's ability to assimilate and excrete toxins and unwanted molecules. This is where the reactions to things like gluten, dairy, and so forth come in, as well as increased behavior issues and emotional dysregulation. These foods are already more difficult to digest by nature, but if you have a subluxated nervous system filled with interference and distress, it struggles to digest and eliminate even those most basic foods and healthy foods alike. This is where the ultimate frustration comes in for parents. You've basically thrown the book, you've tried everything. This problem for your child, we've done everything we can that we know, but yet the problem persists. Just after a few months of neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic, here's what Laura, in the beginning, Justin's mom, finally has to say about the changes she's seeing in Justin. We've been able to go places more often. Justin will listen much better, which has taken my stress level from a 30 to now basically like a 5. We have been receiving so many compliments how Justin acts. He's not hitting people, he's less aggressive, and he's been able to share easier. And best of all, he's pooping every day. If you've tried it all, or just getting started with helping your child's chronic constipation, save the Miralax, save the drugs as an absolute last resort. There is a time and place. The side effects of Miralax are many and can be long lasting as well. Since we find that most causes have a neurological stress and subluxation, which are primary contributors, we recommend reaching out to us, learn about those exact struggles, and get a neurological assessment here in our office with our state-of-the-art Insight technology. It's a gentle measurement that allows us to address the root cause of your child's health concerns and also see if we can see why there's constipation. We believe every child deserves a drug-free option as a first option at all times. Use Miralax as a last resort. If you're concerned this may be your case or with your child, schedule that consultation today and an exam with us right away so that we can do a neurological scan, see if he's subluxated or she's subluxated, and see if we can find what that root cause and really dive into the facts, not just putting a Band-Aid on that problem. Thanks guys so much for kind of listening to this. I hope this was informative. Again, if you need this or if you know somebody else that needs this information, please send this to them and give us a call. Get that scan today. Have a blessed day.